Hey guys, what's up? It's jjaaxxthelegend here, and today I'm here with another Minecraft Redstone tutorial. And in this week's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a multi-floor honey block bubble column elevator. Well, you might be wondering, what is that? That long name. That long name, it must be super complicated. Well, it's not, and I'll show you what it is right now. Okay, so the first thing you need to do with this elevator is select what floor you want to go to. The first floor being this first one right here. The second, well, essentially, some people might call this the second floor, some people might call it the first floor, but we're counting it 0 is a base floor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 at the top. We're going to go to the first floor, then we can also go all the way up to, say, the 4th floor by selecting that, pressing done, walking to the corner right here, getting flown up, getting pushed up, not flown. You can see that this does work in survival if I do that again in survival. See? Completely natural with the bubble column, so there's nothing wrong with that there. As well as that, hold on, let me just get down from here. As well as that, it can go as high as you want, but you can't have as many floors as you want. That is the only restriction of this. You can have, I believe, up to 14 or 13 floors. You can't go past that, because once you go past that, this redstone current here, this line here, doesn't go on anymore. It's just even if you go up to the maximum, let's go up to 15. Let's go up to 15, and I'll hop into creative to really just show you so you can really see this. If I hop into creative, you can see if I bring this along a few more blocks, it'll go along for quite a few more, but it will eventually die out, and you can see it dies out right there. Oh, no, there, right here. So you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, yeah, 14-ish floors. It also depends on how tall your build is. But I'm going to be showing you guys how to build this one here, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 floors, and 7 if you include the bottom layer. So let's get building. But before we get building, actually, you're going to need to know the materials. The materials will appear on your screen now. And now, the main reason why I listed the kelp is so we don't have to use loads of buckets of water to fill up the bubble column. We can just use kelp and 1 bucket of water. Okay, so now we can get building. So now what we want to do is grab out some slime blocks and some glass. Place 2, not slime blocks, honey blocks. Place 2 honey blocks in a corner like this. You're going to be standing in this corner to be thrown up. And then 2 glass blocks on the opposite side like that. Now, we're going to do our floors now. Now, you can do this as many as we want. I think the easiest way to count it is to build up with 3 honey blocks, 1, 2, 3, and then build up with 1 more, and on that 4th one, place your floor. So you have a 3 block gap in between every one. Or in my case, a 3.5 block gap, because I have a slab there. Let's do this. 1, well, let's not do it on the slime though, because on the slime is a bit tricky. 1, 2, then on this one here, because I already had that one pre-placed at the bottom, I'll have my slab. So you can see I've got a nice big gap there. Now do this on both sides again, leaving that center area open. You don't want to fill that in, because otherwise how are you going to get up? You're going to hit your head. So do this as high as you want. Remember, if we go up, say we go up a few more blocks, or say this is our last layer. On our last layer, remember to go up an extra 2 like that. So when you get thrown up, you still go up for a little bit more before you get thrown off. Because otherwise, if you get thrown up, you have a chance of getting thrown to the side and dying, which I guess isn't normally the best outcome. So remember that on your last floor. There we have it. We have done all of our floors. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 floors, and then 7 if you include the bottom floor there. So now we need to grab out some glass panes. Make sure they're glass panes. They can be any color you want. You could even make them yellow. I might do that. And some sticky pistons. Now the main reason why we need these is so we can stop the player from going up any further. So what happens is it gets pushed out to there, we get stopped, and then we can walk forward and go back onto our platform. But if we use honey blocks here, it'll push it out like this. We'll get stopped, we can walk out, but when it retracts, it'll also pull this honey block back to there, which will break our whole system. So that's why we use glass panes, and glass panes also allow the bubble column effect to go through, just like that. Okay, so now we need to work out where we want these glass panes and the pistons. So you want to place one of these yellow glass panes at the level of every floor, but you don't need to place one at the level of this floor here, because there's no need for that, because it'd be kind of useless, because you get pushed up and then you'd go walk back onto the same floor. So we want to start here at the level of the floor, And make sure to put it on this side here. So if we're looking at it from the front, make sure to put it on your right side, or the side that is more open when you're facing it from the front. So this side's obviously more open because that's where our redstoning is going to be. So we've got a glass pane there. We're going to need a glass pane there. So at level with all of the floors. Just like that. And now behind that, we want to place a sticky piston. So this can be a bit tricky to place, so I suggest grabbing a bit of scaffolding. But it's super simple once you get the hang of it. And in creative, it's even easier. But I believe in you, you can do it in survival. And feel free to pause the video if I'm going a bit too fast for you guys, because of course, remember, there is that pause feature on YouTube. And there we go. So that's all of our pistons added in. So now we're going to move on to doing this redstoning bit. Because this redstoning bit, although it looks really complicated, it's actually quite simple. I'm also going to explain to you how it works. But for this part, we've got to clear our inventory and grab out our lectern, our comparator, our building blocks. I'm going to grab a few different colors of those because I love colors. And some redstone, just some plain redstone dust, and a redstone repeater. Like this. So now we're going to start by placing in our lectern. Come into the corner of these 2 honey blocks here and count 3 blocks out. 1, 2, 3. Then count 3 blocks to this side here. Not towards that side, because again that side is nice and closed by that. This side's open. 1, 2, 3. And then on that 3rd block, place your lectern. Now the reason why I'm saying it's open is because when you're placing your front, see this side is closed by that honey block and this side is open by no block. Okay, so now we want to place a redstone comparator behind that lectern with a block directly in front of it. Now we want to break a block 1 next to this block here. Then we want to break 7 blocks next to this one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, my bad, not 7. So that means we have a total of 8 wide. So 1 block here and 6 blocks there. So now you want to continue to make an 8x8 square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then right across. You can see that is a square, just like in Minecraft. Now you want to dig all of this out, and then dig another 2 blocks down. So you should have an 8x8 square that is 3 blocks in total deep. I'll just quickly do this off camera. Okay, so there we have our hole. So now come 1 underneath this block here, then place a block, so there's a 1 block gap, and place a piece of redstone there. 1 diagonally down towards the right, place a piece of redstone there. Now again, this only works for my size of elevator, this hole. Say if you want to make it 1 bigger, you're going to have to make the square a hole 1 bigger in dimension. So 1 bigger means that you're going to have to make it 9 by 9. 1 more, 10 by 10. So this can get pretty big pretty quickly. Now place redstone going right across like this, and then repeaters in front of all those pieces of redstone, including this block here. Just like that. Now, you're going to place a diagonal line of repeater starting here, going right along to the very edge, except don't place it in that final corner. Now you want to alternate between redstone dust, and repeaters, just like this. So you want to make like a checkered pattern. Oop, that's not right. But you always want to make sure, this is very important, that this redstone dust here, you want to start with redstone dust, because you need to make sure the redstone dust is going into both comparators like that, as you can see. Now turn these comparators onto subtraction mode. Now you might be wondering, Jax, what does this do? I've always seen people turn it on, turn it off, but I don't think they really know what it does. And I've never really known what it does. Well, I do, so let me explain it to you. Subtraction mode means when it gets powered in the side like this, essentially it deactivates. So it's powered in the back, but then also powered in the side. It will not power. So let me show you this. I'm going to quickly fly up here and I'll really explain this to you. So if we add over a few like this, I grab out a lever and I power this front one, you can see it's going to very clearly power this piece of redstone. However, as soon as this next piece of redstone gets powered, and then this, it needs to be in subtraction mode, it will deactivate. And then that'll be the same for all of these. So again, if this one will get powered, but as soon as this one gets powered, deactivates. Which is exactly what we need for this, because as soon as we select the next floor up, we want the floor below it to deactivate. So we don't have multiple glass extended at the same time. So now, coming out of each one of these different colors, you want each one of these different comparators, place colors going to the very edge, so some blocks. I'm going to start with orange, then, I don't know what color I should go next. Actually, no, I'm going to start with white and then go orange. White, orange, magenta, light blue, and then yellow at the very end. And as you can see, it fits nice and snug. Perfect. Now place a piece of redstone dust on top of all of these, then repeaters, and then again alternate between the two. Now the reason why we do this is so the redstone currents can be next to each other without them actually combining, which is a big no-no, because as you can see, if I replace one of these repeaters with redstone, it'll all combine, and we do not want that. So that is perfect. That's exactly what we want. Okay, so now you want to dig out a little bit of an extra space along here, directly in front of these blocks here, and place one diagonally up each of the color. Now, you don't have to do it in all of these different colors. I just love to do it because it looks so pretty, and it means I can have a glass wall maybe even showing off these redstone torches. Now let's grab out some redstone torches. Let's go up by 3 redstone torches on this white one. 1, 2, 3. So we end there, and you can see we got to power this piston. So we're going to go one more, then place a redstone diagonally coming out towards our redstone, place a block on top of it, and then one more redstone torch coming back in. As you can see, that gets quickly extended and retracted. Now, you may have to move your glass back there, so feel free to grab a silk touch. This will sometimes happen, sometimes won't. Okay, so now we've got to do this for the other ones. Now, it'll all differ depending on how this works. But the main thing is, we just got to power these pistons. We've got to power each piston by one of these. So this next one will power the second piston, which I just broke. That's not very useful. So let me just place that back. The second one will power the second piston. The third will power the third piston, and so on. And you need to make sure that this top torch on all of the towers is always turned off until we activate the lectern. So now let's go on to the next one. So let's grab out our redstone torches again, and our orange concrete. Let's build up a few. So we're going to do 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 redstone torches, 5 redstone torches, 6 redstone torches. You can see this one is not powered on, so we have a bit of a problem there, but there's always a way to fix this. So the way of fixing this is to place a block on top of this redstone torch, and then a redstone torch directly above this piston like that. Now the glass will extend and retract, but you can bring it back simply by breaking this redstone torch and then placing it back. You can do this on the other ones as well. So now let's go on to magenta. So we need to grab out our magenta concrete and then tower up. Let's go up. Now, of course, the more levels you have, the more difficulty you'll have connecting the pistons. However, I reckon you guys can do it, and if you really need a hand, make sure to leave a comment down below, and I'll try and help you as to the best of my abilities through the comments. Okay, so here we have a bit of a problem. The top one is powered. What we can do to fix this is to delete that top one, because this bottom one's powered, place a block right here next to it, place a piece of redstone dust, come one diagonally up, break that middle block there, place another piece of redstone dust. So you can see the redstone, as soon as that redstone torch gets powered, let's have a look at this, the piston will extend, then when it's not powered, it will retract. Now the reason why we do this, and not just this, where we power it straight across, is because when the next redstone torch comes up, which will be, I believe, blue, yeah, it'll power that piston, which is not what we want. So that's why when we do it like this, it's much safer, and it's fault proof. So remember about that. You need to make sure it's all fault proof before you add in your water. That's why we add in our water last, because otherwise you can have a bit of some issues, because if, say, a piston breaks or something, the water can flow out and destroy all of your redstone, and trust me, that's not something you want to fix. Okay, on to blue now. So let's go up, all the way up. So again, we aren't running into that problem of the redstone combining because we haven't got redstone there. So now going up to this one, we're on to our second last one. This one's actually quite perfect and quite easy. All you have to do here is, again, come to the side like that, come one up, and then go across. Similar to what we did down here, but we just have to extend that one more over. Now yellow, the final color, guys, is the final color before we add in our water and our lectern, and our book and our lectern, to make sure it all works. Okay, if we continue to go all the way up, you can see we aren't running into any redstone problems. Then at the very top here, your very last one will be always be the easiest, because you don't have to worry about anything and you can just go straight across there. But of course, if you add another layer of this, you would have to come one diagonally down and then go straight across. So like that. Which actually does save a piece of redstone, so you can do it like that. but I'm just going to do it the simplest way, which is going straight across the top like that. So there we have our full redstone torches. So now we need to grab out a book and get the level, the level sorted on that. So now you want to grab out your book and quill, open it up, and flick all the way over to page 15. And you want to number all of these pages. Do not go over page 15 and do not go under, because otherwise your system will not work. Let's go back to page 1 and go 1. Actually, no, you want to skip the first one, go to page 2, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And on page 15, you should have number 14. Now, of course, you can put, say, on 1, you can put dot enchantment room if you want enchantment room. Or you can just put, like, say, you put anything on there. But I'm just going to do floor 1 enchantment room just for now. Then you want to put that book into your lectern. So when you open and go to page 2, the second one of your 2 lines should be powered, and then that means the second piston should be powered, and bingo, it is. So now, all we have to do is add in the water, and you guys are completely done. So let's do that now. Let's go out some water, some kelp, and of course, some soul sand. And let's go all the way up to the top. Now, to do this, you want to come 2 blocks down from this source here, from this box here, then place your water. Then you want to go all the way down. Now, you might want some water breathing or some respiration potions or something like this for that. You want to come all the way down to the very bottom, replace it with sand. You're going to need that as well. My bad, didn't say that. You're going to need sand, break them and replace, then place kelp going all the way up. So that you will need more kelp for the higher level you are. Then you can go down and break all of that kelp. A bit of lag. You can break it from the very bottom, and while you're down there, replace it with soul sand, and you can see you'll get flung up. Perfect, but you won't be able to get out just yet because you have to break a block here just to get out, just like that. So now, if I come down to the very bottom, select the floor that I want to go onto, stand in the corner here, and then boom, I am on that floor. Now, one thing that I like to do, this is just personal preference, I like to grab some slime and place it at the bottom here. So if you go up, but then you want to go down really quickly, you can jump down onto that, and then it'll just bounce up and down. However, that means if someone's above here, above the level that you selected and wants to come down, they can't because you have this level selected. So of course, I like to add that, but then I also like to add a little water hole on the side of this. So I might have a water hole over here, there, which anyone can jump into. Say they're on this floor and they want to get down, they can just jump into that, land in it, and then they can select the floor they want to go up to again. Because creating a down elevator is much harder for different reasons. But now you know how to build a not fully automatic, it's not a farm, how to build a fully working, that's the word, honey block, bubble column, elevator. And it is also multi-floor. So that's going to be the end of this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, and remember to subscribe if you're new. And of course, don't forget to check out my Patreon. The link for that will be in the description below. And I will see you guys later. And remember, stay carbonated!